What's up, fam? It's your boy Memnon. Welcome back to another exciting installment within Memnon Gaming itself. We are back with another tip and tricks and a build showcase to my favorite franchise of all time, the Soul series, the one and only Demon Souls Remake. We managed to make the strongest overpowered strength build that I love to call the one and only Azrael. Azrael is a build that's truly made from the ground up to be able to do every single content that this game has to offer or any other Soul series that has to offer. From PvE or PvP, Azrael is a build that can do every single content in this game with absolutely zero problem. This build is truly shines himself in the form of what a strength build is supposed to be. So what are you going to see actually in this video? You can see the class choices, the PvE choices, the lore behind it, the stat allocation I use, the weapons that I chose, and of course we're gonna wrap every single thing in this video with a nice PvP video showcase. So you have an overview point what this build actually is intended to be and is intended to feel like. For the class that we chose the Knight class. The Knight class is the most aesthetic, well-balanced class within the Demon Souls remake. It gives you a steadfast form of vitality, endurance, and strength for you to be able to move and towards the Demon Souls remake with zero problem. It's not the easiest class to start with, but it's the most versatile and well-balanced class to start with. For me personally, from aesthetic, it really shines himself the way I try to play and the content I'm willing to do and the lore I'm willing to play as well within Demon Souls itself. As you can see in PvE showcase I'm showcasing you now, Azrael is a build showcase that truly has zero problem at destroying his enemy with zero problem. That is the one build that can rule them all. That is the one build that can conquer them all. That is the one build that can overshine them all. But guys, let us be very clear as well. Azrael is a very strong build that has been constructed himself from the ground up to for you truly to become a knight. For you truly become the Knight of God itself. But at any chance, by any means, this build is intended for you to be immortal. You make enough mistakes within Demon Souls itself, the Soul series will punish you brutally. But with a build like Azrael, your life within Demon Souls itself will become significantly much easier. Doesn't matter in PvE or in PvP. The build like Azrael, you only need a few shots. Doesn't matter with the mechanics of the boss itself. Fast or slow, heavy or strong attacks he does. A few attacks from mine, 2, maximum 3. The boss melts himself very fast. That's the one thing that you need to maintain within this build. It's a very versatile build, but it's no chance it's intended to make you immortal. But it's intended to make your life and your play through within Demon Souls a lot more easier, a lot more fun to play. And this build is truly made for you to be able to do New Game Plus and beyond all of that. New Game Plus 2, 3 to 100, just name it. This build is intended for you to bring yourself to the highest echelon within Demon Souls itself, that you can replay this game as many times as you want without even struggling, without even to be breaking your head with all the mechanics itself. But let us showcase you in the form of stats how this build is actually constructed himself from the ground up. What's up everybody, welcome to my build showcase of Azrael, the Wrath of God himself, the most overpowered strength build within Demon Souls and the Soul series. For all those who be wondering themselves why I chose the name Azrael and not on any other type of name, any other aesthetic name, for the simple lore aspect and the RPG aspect. And me as a gamer, I like to think and an idea and a mindset, how do I fit in the world that I'm living? How do I fit in the universe that I'm playing? How does my character fit in everything? So Azrael as a character, he's an archangel sent by the gods himself to smite and to purify the world of BOLETARIA and the Souls world, where it has been infested by demons for way too long. We are the word of God, his right hand, and the angel of death itself, for the demons that comes to our path. Azraël is a build showcase that I can do everything in PvE and a PvP aspect as well. We are the wrath of God and the angel of death. So we use everything in our ability, from curses to buff our weapons, and a flame damage as well to buff our weapons, to make sure that the hands of God has been struck to the demons that are harming a beautiful world that we live in BOLETARIA and the Soul's World. So from that aspect, from that mindset, I constructed this build, I constructed this character to make sure that he truly shines and truly fits in the world that we are playing right now. So how does this build actually looks like from the ground up? Now, in form of aesthetic and the stats itself, as you can see, I have a soul level of 119. Is one thing before we proceed and everything in details, we need to remember that soul levels is something that's very important in form of connectiveness and community bonding, you could say, within the Souls games in general. There's one silent rule that we made ourselves as a community, especially if you're new, if you don't know. Now, we like to make our builds somewhere between 120 and 125. Why is that? Because that brings a form of diversity in builds, and most importantly, connectiveness between players itself. It will make sure that we will always be able to play with one another. So, for example, if you have a build above 160, it will be a possibility that you have less chance to play PvP or PvE with other gamers itself. It's going to be very difficult for you to able to join other matches because you're such a high level. And for the same thing, because 120, 125 is a solid min-max number for truly to make sure you have unique and diverse builds within Demon Souls itself. So that's why we always make sure that content creators like myself and many others would like to promote. I like to keep telling people we continue to make our builds between 120, 125 to truly make sure we have diversity in our builds. And of course, we can play with one another, because the most important thing, the game that we love, we make sure that we still have a steadfast community that is shining and is always accessible and is always reachable. That we can always play with one another, so the game stays alive. Okay. Now, the rest of the attributes that we have. So we managed to put 50 points into vitality. Why are we doing 50 points of vitality? For simple fact, we are close quarter combat warrior. We are a warrior, so everything that we do is based on close quarter combat. So, and Demon Souls, the NPCs from the smallest to the biggest one hits like a truck. So we need the extra health to make sure that we have a certain form of survivability in the worlds that we are proceeding ourselves towards. We don't have the luxury to do damage and high damage in the distance. So we have to make sure that we do high damage and close quarter combats. And that makes the game much more fun and much more eligible, because in melee you truly need to adapt yourself to the situation that you resist himself in towards. We managed to put 18 points into intelligence. Why are we doing 80 points into intelligence? Just to make sure that we have accessible to certain form of abilities, magic abilities that will enhance our build playthrough to the roof. We do use a certain form of magic abilities that truly make sure that buffs our weapon, only for buffing our weapons. So 18 points into intelligence will give us a necessary magic pool that we can have 3 slots in form of magicka, so we can use in form of abilities that we deem necessary to make our build shine. And of course, it will be showcased as well during this build explanation. We're using 40 points into endurance. 40 points will give us a solid number of stamina. We are melee-based character, so our main DPS output is based on stamina. 40 points into endurance will also make sure that we have a necessary equipment deburden. Because of that, and the gear choices that we have, we managed to reach the 50% equipment deburden, and we can even go lower than that. If, for example, if I change it to another armor. I'll go with the full 84.3% weapon deburden. So in a matter of preference, what you like to have a form of aesthetic gear sets. But because of that, we are less than 50% because we have 40 points into endurance. We have 42 points into strength. We put only 42 points in strength because that is literally the max cap for us truly to be able to say we are a strength build. Everything above 42, we have something I call it a diminishing return factor. So the maximum cap from a DPS output with a melee weapon is going to be significantly lesser of small, better say, than it actually looks like. So it really doesn't really matter for us to put more points into strength, because the diminishing return, the cap is very, very small. To be able to be noticeable, to be able to hit the highest number of DPS output with the weapon that you are using. So 42 points into strength really solidified ourselves as a solid 100% strength build, because we are already reaching the highest cap of our DPS output with the weapon that we are using in that instance. Dexterity, we put 16 points into dexterity. The only reason we put dexterity 16 points because we are able to use certain form of weapons that we love to use. In this instance, the weapon that we love to use is the lava bow, of course. Now, what is the lava bow? We'll come very on shortly. Because we have 60 points into dexterity, we are able to use the lava bow in a solid way, an efficient way. We put in 10 points into magic. Why we put only 10 points into magic? And because that gives us access to use certain form of magic abilities. 10 points into magic will acknowledge our knowledge into magic within this game itself. We are not a magic based character, but this 10 point will give sure that the magic teachers within this game will say, okay, you are knowledgeable enough to learn certain form of magic weapons of abilities. That's it. We put 16 points into faith. Why we use 60 points into faith? To make sure that we have abilities like second chance, anti-magic abilities that we love to use in different circumstances in PvE and PvP. So 16 points into faith, it will give us access to 2 faith as miracle ability that we can always make sure that we can be able to use in the form of overland gameplay, we could say, of PvE or PvP. Abilities like this, like I said, anti-magic or second chance. 16 points into faith will give us access towards those ability. And we put 7 points into luck. 7 points into luck is the base luck that we already have when we constructed our character for the very, very first time. And that makes it a form of attribute points that we like to use within this character. Now, how does this character actually plays like? What is the weapons that we actually use? Now, like you can see, the first weapon that we use, the main bread and butter form of DPS output, is a Dragon Bone Smasher. And we all leveled it up all the way to level 5. Now, what this gonna do? What is this weapon? I love this weapon. That is my baby. I love this weapon like I love my child. This weapon has a different form of skill sets that he has in his arsenal. What those are? You have the leaping sweep attack with R1. Every single NPC that's caught in this sweeping attack will be sent flying. Because of that, you off-balance them. Because of that, you can be able to finish them. There's a PvE or a PvP. And you are caught with this sweep attack, you will be sent flying. 100% guarantee. Pardon? They will give you opening and a possibility to do everything you want. To buff yourself, to heal yourself, just name it. Because the person that you're fighting are balanced. The secondary ability, we like to use with our two-handed weapon Dragon Bone Smasher is the R1 light attack. We have a secondary ability with a two-handed, two-wielding Dragon Bone Smasher is the heavy attack R2. What we love to do in form of PvE and PvP is the combination of the R1, the light attack, and R2, the heavy attack. So what does it look like? Light attack, heavy attack. So why we like to use this ability, this move set, better say, because people have a tendency always to dodge the first attack. It's slow and you can see it coming. 95% of the time, people don't expect a secondary heavy attack following up. What makes this very unique, what makes it so fun to use this weapon, because we can direct the way we are swinging our weapon. For example, light, heavy. So depends where the person is going towards to, I can literally follow him with a light, heavy. Most of the time, if I time it perfectly, I would say another 70 to 80% of the time, it's already one-shotted and the person is already dead. That's it. Because of the second heavy attack. We have the third move sets. We have this based on single wielding. Light attack, R1, heavy attack, R2. We have the third move sets of the fourth move set, better say, on the Dragon Bone Smasher, but I do not recommend you to use it as a double heavy attack. So what I mean by that, you press in the first heavy attack, I follow it successively with a second heavy attack. The second heavy attack is actually an AoE based attack. So every single person caught on the second attack, this one, is caught in the AoE effects. Now I do not recommend you at all, whatever, to use that those movesets, especially in the PvP aspect, or even the PvE aspect. If you're 100% sure you will land and you will have time to dodge, then go ahead and use this ability. But I do not recommend you to use it because, as you can see, it's very, very, very slow. Especially in PvP, when the moment you are stunned and trying to do your ability, 90% of the time the person is already recovered and is charging towards you and trying to kill you, because you are still in animation cancelling. It's still an animation, and within Demon Souls you don't have something that's called animation cancelling. So in the moment your moveset is going, it's going to go until the animation is finished. By that time people will start hitting you, shooting you, whatever they have in the arsenal to make sure you go down. So do not, I recommend you to use the last movesets at all. Okay? We also have a running heavy attack. Oh, it's nice to cleave people down. These are the moveset of this beautiful aesthetic weapon. Let's take a closer look of this beautiful baby here. Look at aesthetically how it looks. It looks just simply freaking awesome. Just yeah. I love this weapon. I really, really love this weapon. Now, the secondary weapon we use, first of all, we're going to the Dragon Longsword. The Dragon Longsword is one of those weapons that we like to use, especially if somebody is running away. If you go chasing after him, you have a two-wielding cleave attack. You have a normal swing attack, very fast, very deadly. An R2 heavy attack, two-wielding. And of course, most importantly, one wielding ability when you're chasing somebody, you can literally carve that person down. There's a really nice ability and nice sets to use in form of just off balancing your enemy with this moveset. If he's trying to run away, I just go after him. Yeah, just track him down. The nicest thing about this weapon as well, that makes it so unique. Let's go first to another world. I'm gonna showcase to you. The Dragon Longsword has an additional perk. It deals flame damage. Like I told you, our Azraël is the wrath of God himself. It's an archangel sent by the world, sent by the gods himself to purify this world from the wretchedness of the demons itself. So we're using cursed weapons, we're using fire and all those beautiful things. Every single time I strike with this weapon, every single time, it deals additional flame damage. So that makes this weapon so unique. It fits perfectly and aesthetically perfectly on the world and the playstyle that we are going towards to. Just perfectly it fits itself. Like I said, we are the wrath of God himself, and we are here to purify this world from the righteousness of the demons itself that's festering BOLETARIA. And this weapon really shines himself perfectly. The third weapon we like to use in our arsenal is a lava bow. The lava bow, the words say himself, lava, fire, purification, like in the Old Testament. Every single time I draw an arrow with this weapon, it gives me a flame status effect. Now, you will say I have flame arrows. No, I don't have any flame arrows. I have using white arrows and holy arrows. These are my two main arrows I always use because they're the strongest arrows in the game as well. But thanks to the lava bow itself, every single arrow that I draw, it gives an additional flame damage effect on it. That is just fucking amazing. And once again, it's a very strong arrow, but it fits himself perfectly, and the aestheticness on the playstyle that we are going towards to with the Demon Souls itself. It fits like a glove. Every single time I hit somebody and give somebody a flame statue effect, an actual DPS effect on the person itself, of NPC itself. Just it fits perfectly on the aestheticness of the game and the playstyle we are going to with this build. Now, a form of the fourth weapon that we use is a talisman of peace. What is the Talisman of Beast is actually going to do for us? The Talisman of Beast is going to give us access to able to use certain form of magic. Now, what we have right now is called the Cracked Talisman of Beasts. Because we are not invested a lot into magic or any other pools that is meant to be for magical DPS output. We're only using 10 points into magical that give us access towards magic, give access towards certain magic abilities. But for us, the cursed weapon is the buff. We only use it for buffing our weapons up. The buff weapon, the buff ability we like to use is the one and only curse weapon. This weapon, it buffs our this ability buffs our weapon exponentially very high. So every single time we cast this ability, this weapon, it buffs our weapon very high. So these are the weapon sets that I like to use in form of a DPS output. Curse weapon truly increases our DPS output by more than 50% every single time we have this curse weapon and the weapons are cursed itself. Every single time. Our DPS output right now is increased by 50% itself. And that's exponentially very high for an weapon to use. As you can see. And the stats effect that I have. Now, the secondary weapon abilities that I like to use in form of overland gameplay and even a form of PvP as a secondary rejuvenation. I like this ability. What this ability actually gonna do for me? Apologies for this one. It will slowly recover our health over time. Now, because we have your adjusted shield and a rejuvenation ring, our magic health pool rejuvenation is increased by more than 18 health HP per second. Then less than 42 seconds, my full health bar will be restored very, very fast. The adjusted shield plus 5 will bring me into the health rejuvenation into exponential level. Why I like to use this shield and above any other shields, this shield I cannot parry like you saw in the first part I was here. but it gives me an additional effect if I have it equipped on my back bar, on my back, pardon. Every single time I'm being hit. Let's see if we can find some NPCs that can do us some damage here. They will try. The health recovery will go exponentially very, very high. Now, let's deal with these guys first. As you can see, my health bar is coming back extremely fast. So that gives me the option, actually, if I'm being in combat and in PvP, for example, most of the people will see, oh, his health is coming back extremely fast. They have the tendency then to try to rush into battle and try to destroy you and to kill you as fast as possible. That will give you opening and possibility to change the battlefield towards your own advantage. Because that is the instant that people start making mistakes, because they want to finish the fight extremely fast, because they can see your health coming back extremely fast. Thanks to the educated shields, regenerification ring, and of course the regenerification spell itself, I like to call it. Every single time I have those three ability cast and gear set on, my health recovery comes scandalously back up very fast. Now, there's another ability I love to use within Demon Souls itself, is the anti-magic ability. That is one of my bread and butter, actually, especially from a PvP, or any single person I come with in contact that has is using magic. So by me casting this, every single person around me or come near to me, his magic pool is completely gone. Especially fighting against a magic-based character, that makes sure that I have the upper hand in the battlefield, because I have the melee weapon, is the strongest weapon. It's just a matter of me dunking him and destroying him, because of the anti-magic field that I'm using. The last ability I also love using, and from a PvE and sometimes in PvP as well, but mostly it shines much better in PvP, is the second chance. What second chance is going to do, actually, when the moment I die, it's going to revive me back to health. That's it. No, it does. It literally says what it does. These are the abilities that I like to use in the form of DPS output, and of course in the form of survivability within this game itself. For the gear set that I chose, actually to use, let's go to somewhere there's more lightning and more a little bit of vavavoom, you could say. Let's go to the King's Tower, shall we? I like this zone. A lot of lightning here. Oh yes, I like the aesthetic here of this world. Beautiful. Perfect. Now, while we are using a form of aesthetic, we're using the dark silver helmets, the borrow armor, the borrow boots, and of course the gloom gauntlets. These four sets will bring me to 50% equipment deburden, thanks to the Ring of Strength. The Ring of Strength and the Unification Rings are the two rings I always use at all time, especially if I'm playing in human form. Otherwise, I change the Reunification Ring with the Cling Ring or the Clever Rat Ring if I'm going to hyper mode below than 30%. These are the rings I use the most of the time. And of course, the Thief Ring depends on the situation as well. For 100% of the time, the Strength Ring is always equipped with me because I have equipment deburden of 50%. If I want to go lower than that, because I just love the Glooming Gauntlet, I find it's very aesthetically fits perfectly with the gear sets. I can always go with the Borrow Arms, but that will bring me towards 48.3%, The look looks decent. It looks okay. Looks fits as well perfectly. But me personally, aesthetic-wise, I like the glooming gauntlets. Just the aesthetic, how it looks more badass, giving more of a night feeling if I see it aesthetically. But of course, it brings me to 50% equipment burden. How does it look? I'll give a closer look. My beautiful people here. Look at this armor. Look at the details of this armor. Just absolutely beautiful. The detail, the craftsmanship of this, yeah, it looks absolutely insane. Now, if I change that with the gauntlet, of course, I'm gonna show you both. Like I said, it's a matter of preference. It looks aesthetically very beautiful as well, but I find it way too much leather on it, aesthetically, on the both arms, so I want a little bit more metal, I could say, on it. Really the night feeling I have, so I went for the gauntlet of gloom. Just a little touch, just a little wee touch. Again, give me more of a night based aesthetic look. And overall, with the helmet as well, I find it very beautiful. It fits perfectly, the helmet. It gives me the Silent Hill form of vibe. Back in the days, it was an NPC and a boss, actually in Silent Hill, had the same form of helmets. I forgot his name for this instance. But aesthetically, it gave me truly the demonic, worldly character that fits perfectly in this demonic, devilish world that we live in right now. Yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And that, my beautiful people, marks it actually the end of a very small showcase of a build that we constructed himself within Demon Souls itself, the Azraël. And hopefully guys you like this build, and of course I'm going to showcase you on PvP showcase like I showed you how this works on PvP as well. But of course, if you like this content, definitely don't forget to press a like, comment down below, and subscribe yourself to the channel, because we stream a lot of games. Of course, I'm a Souls, Demon Souls gamer within my channel, but I do stream other games as well. So keep yourself posted within Memnon Gaming, because this Memnon Gaming is your gaming channel to be for gaming entertainment. For everything it has to do. For Souls or any other thing or other games, the Memnon Gaming is a gaming channel to be. Also, thank you very much for listening. Hopefully you like this content. Like I said, hit that juicy like button. Don't be shy to comment me on the comments down below, because it does help me in form of a content creator. It does help me from a gamer yourself. Your feedback truly matters to me. It doesn't matter if it's a positive or a negative one. I can always learn from it. I always can grow from it. Growing is the thing that we want. So don't be shy for commenting down below what you think about this build, what you think about this character, the look of it, the aesthetic of it, and the playstyle of it. You shove all from beginning to the end. Just give me your thought. And of course, yeah, see you on the next one, the next playthrough, stream, walkthrough, tips and tricks with Memnon Gaming. I'll see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye. Oh well guys, time to show this boy the definition of a boss fight. Well, and one thing only thing I have to mention come with PvP is that PvP is a matter of practice. There's no right tactic I can tell you or showcase you. I say like, you have to fight like this and you're guaranteed always gonna win. You're gonna win a lot, you're gonna lose a lot as well. This is just a natural fact about this game. I mean, this game's so unique as well, so fun to play as well. I can show you hundreds of PvP battles I've done, invading I've done, and I've been invaded as well, multiple times, won and lost, like most of us, like all of us. But this one I found it quite interesting, because my man here truly did his best to put up a good fight. But like I said, I gave him the definition what is a boss fight is supposed to be. But in the end, like I said, if you like this content, don't forget to press a like. It would be so grateful for me and the community, and mostly for me. Your support, you could say. by you joining the family, the Memnon family itself. It would be so much appreciated for myself, and it can mean so much grateful for myself, because it does help me grow as a content creator. It does me grow as a gamer itself, and most importantly, it helps my brand and my franchise grow. So I don't like to sugarcoat things, and this really is what it is. And hopefully after this build showcase, you enjoyed yourself. That's the most important thing out here. That you can be part of the family, and that you can enjoy this build moving forward within Demon's Soul itself. I'll say enjoy it, because it's a very, very strong build, like I've been showcasing with PvE and PvP right now as well. And this truly is the most overpowered build within Demon's Souls itself. It truly can adapt himself in every situation, and when you give him an opening, this baby will kill you. You like it or not, you give me an opening and I will kill you. It's gonna be that simple, especially in PvP. And that's it, boys. Hopefully you like this content, and hopefully I can see you all on the next playthrough, tips and tricks, stream within Memnon Gaming. Ciao.